Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be here with you tonight and welcome to be with us. I'm very happy and I'm going to sing a couple of songs. Prepare for our meeting. So, the first one called Workers of the Last Hours. It's like this. We are free to sow, but the harvest is never late. Time flies and there's no turning back. Let's go planting, the land is great. We are called to war. Let's get started, let's get started now. Let's seize this special chance. Workers of the last hour, Jesus Christ is light. Brother, friend, he announced for all the time the consoler. Now we have in hands Spiritist love, love. Spiritist love. In Jesus Christ, we have an example of love, peace, trust. We'll learn alongside Him that the Christians never gets tired. We are called to war. Let's get started. Let's get started now. Let's seize this special chance. Workers of the last hour, Jesus Christ is white. Brother, friend, he announced it for all the time they consoler. Now we have in our hands Spiritist love. Spiritist love. I don't know about you, but here in Toronto today is very, very hot. But I have a special song for us tonight called Schedule Meeting. Sorry. At nightfall and Capernaum, Peter's house Your home filled with peace, harmony, and light, placed in the eternal word of Jesus Christ. I imagine myself sitting over there among John, Peter, James, and Levi on the shore of the lake of Gennesaret, showing the soul forever seasons of faith. And I see a child in that place who knows maybe Jesus Christ would take me to walk on the backyard of Peter's house by moonlight, feeling the night breezes of perfume. The sea, you said it to me. It's time to you to return. We'll meet again in your gospel at home. We will meet again on your gospel home. And now, the song called Song for Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, forming a power cold night, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascade flowing down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their heart, with love in their heart. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hardwood. The solution lies in hardwood. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make yours no son a good Christian, make yours no son a good Christian.
Seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sight there's a flame shining bright, created by God. I will follow your path, Father. 'Cause nobody's alone in life, and the scars of my destiny will be healed by your love. Disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. As our Master Jesus taught.
Another day, another flower, another minute past the hour. Someday the sky is blue, and suddenly we can't see through. And every day is a fresh new start. When the sun turns off the moonlight, we get another chance to choose the road we want to cruise. And on the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, a new beginning calling after every end. There are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. On the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, and the new beginning calling after every end. And there are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus, and when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our public meeting. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Before we start, we'd like to share a couple of announcements. We would like to ask you to turn off your phone notification and find a quiet place during this time if it's possible. Please, our meeting have around 30 minutes of presentation followed by the Q&A. Following the presentation, we will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. So I have a good news. We have a course that called Get to Know Spiritism. This is for the people that wants to know a little bit more about Spiritism, their classes, regular classes, and we just finished one semester right now, last weekend. So we're going to start a new one in September. We're going to post later exactly date to start. But during the holidays, we have a study group that is going to start soon, and we're going to start studying the book called Good News. Everybody is welcome. We're going to post later on a link that everybody can participate with us. It's going to be in Portuguese. We also invite everyone to follow us in Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from the Spiritism Canada and Spiritist group Path of the Light. And we will get started with the opening prayer, and I invite everyone to join me in this prayer. So if you feel comfortable, let's close our eyes. And this moment, thanks, Lord, for this moment. Thank you for having us getting together to talk about your gospel. Please allow the good spirits to inspire our talker tonight. Also, to inspire all of us. Be with us now and forever. Be it. So, I'd like to share another announcement with you. Um, every Tuesday, our meetings are transmitted by Facebook and YouTube from Spiritism Canada, Conference Continental America, and also Spiritism Path of the Light. So everybody can follow us in one of these social media. Tonight, another mind. Look like my internet having some problems. But we have every Wednesday our meeting are retransmitted by Kardec Radio Facebook and Kardec Radio YouTube. YouTube, all of those places you can follow us. If my internet is not very good, you please forgive me. And tonight we have a special guest, our friend and sister, that is going to talk about simplicity and purity of heart. She is Denise from London, Ontario. We also would like to announce that our public meeting, oh, I already told that. It's okay. So please, Denise, welcome again to our meeting.
Being
I
here today. It's okay. Are you hearing now?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Okay. Hi, good night, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today talking about such an important topic from the gospel. So, today we're going to talk about chapter 8 of the gospel, Blessed are the pure in heart, the first item. So, it's about simplicity and pureness of heart. I think, like, when we think about this pure heart, we need to think about this is the way we need to go through in order to strengthen our relationship with the Creator, right? So that we can better perceive the divine presence in us and everything that surrounds us. This is a priority of our evolutionary journey. The Creator is not just transcendent, that means greater than our creation, but He is also immanent. That means that He's present in our creation. He is everywhere. Through the universe, the cosmic fluid permeates all of us, right? Beings of the creation. Through our process of spiritual purification, we perceive and connect more and more to God. That's why in the Sermon of the Mountain, this process is summarized by Jesus and blessed are the pure in heart because they will see God. Right? So tonight, our reflection must revolve around the search for that purity that allows us to relate to God more intensely. How do we intend to get there? And what is this purity? What would it be like to see God? How to see Him? Where to see Him? Right? So this is the things I want us to keep in mind for tonight. So when I started this journey about the lecture today, I went to the Spirit's book. And on question 10, it's a very interesting thing that when they ask, is humanity capable of comprehending the essential nature of God? The spirits are very clear. They say, no, human beings lack the sense required to comprehend it. What that means, right? What sense are they talking about, right? Because in this question, it's Kardecian trying to go as the philosopher and very methodic scientist that he is, but think like, could a man understand or enter the intimate nature of God or the Creator? Can we, in the condition that we are, apprehend and enter divine consciousness? No, it lacks a sense for that. If we really want to see and understand God, it is necessary that we compromise ourselves with our evolution. We need to invest in the land of ourselves so that we can flourish. So we know, like, you are still Germans, you are still in the beginning, starting to grasp the idea of God. And we need to evolve, to feed, to make this flourish in order to really understand, comprehend, and feel all the love and the fact that He's permeating us. He's here. We are part of His creation and He's also present in His creation. On question 11, Kardec asks, will humans ever be able to understand the mystery of divinity? And again, they answer, Humans will see and understand God when their spirits are no longer obscured by matter, and when they have come closer by striving for perfection. And they continue. The inferiority of human faculties makes it impossible for human beings to fully grasp the essential nature of God. In the early stages of life, humans often confuse the Creator with the creature and attribute the imperfections of the latter to God. As the moral sense of human beings becomes more developed, they are able to penetrate the nature of things more deeply. They will be able to form a truer, more conforming and rational idea of God, even though it will always be incomplete. So humans will see and understand God when their spirits are no longer obscured. What is this obscurity? We know the matter that we are in. It's a challenge for us to understand, to feel, and to perceive the 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 part that we are in the plan of God as their work, as their this connection that we have with all the laws that God created, right? When we talk about love, justice, love, charity, love, we are immersed in these laws and we are part of them. We are the ways that these laws come true as well, right? And we think about this obscure thing about the matter, it's completely connected to our evolutionary path because to evolve, it means to dematerialize. We're going to lose the matter. We're going to lose the need for the material stuff. So to evolve is to dematerialize, to purify oneself. If we look at the Spiritist scale that was brought to us by Kardec, the spirits that reach the end of the scale, we are evolving, and the spirits of the end of the scale are called the pure spirits. So we need to go into this evolutionary process to reach the spirit, right? And it's very important for us to keep that in mind because for a long time, the humans had a misconception about what pure means. We had a tendency to see pure as naive, as fool. Even sometimes people call, oh, he's pure because he's ignorant. But sometimes people lack knowledge and they are defined as pure because, oh, they don't have. But the pure has nothing to do with this uh, intellectual knowledge. It has to do with intention. The pureness only exists if your intention is pure. You need to be pure in order to have this level and this journey. Every time that our intention gets closer and gets this purity, that's how we can see this process is really going through, right? We also have on question 244 what they say. Do spirits see God? Do we see him? Like it's possible to see? So they answer only the highest order spirits see and understand God. Lower spirits are conscious of and can feel the Creator. So this is the scale, right? And that's what Jesus told in the Sermon of the Mount. Blessed are the pure of heart because they will see God. Because it is purity. It's this evolutionary path. It's the fact that we need to get rid of the obscurity of the materiality that still surrounds us in order to reach this level. And then we will truly see and understand God in His whole. What we think that we know right now is still just the beginning. We are still low spirits. We understand, we feel, we can be grateful and feel His love, but it's not even close to what we need to achieve when we go into this pure state of mind. And they keep going that question. saying when a low spirit says that something is permitted or forbidden by God, how does it know that this is really an order from God? It does not see God, but it feels divine power. It feels a sort of intuition, an invisible warning that commands it to refrain from completing certain actions. Don't you sometimes have a mysterious feeling commanding you to do or not do something? It is the same thing with us, but at a higher degree. A spirit's sense is more subtle than yours. They are better equipped to receive divine warnings. This is making things clear. We are still, there is a lot of, we know, there is a lot of people that sometimes say, oh, I received a message from God. We know that there is a lot of spirits working on earth in our lives. We have our guides, our mentors that are here supporting us. And depending on the situation, we can have these feelings, but this is still not, it's a way of feeling God, right? Because it's part of His creation, it's part of His laws, but it's still not even close to what is truly the fact of seeing God, of feeling God. So, as humans, we have this feeling about God's presence, but it's still very rudimentary, if we can put that way. And they keep going. Are divine commands directly transmitted to each spirit by God or through other spirits? Those commands do not come directly from God. A spirit must be worthy of direct communication with God. God transmits orders through spirits that are higher and in perfection and instruction, right? So again, this worthy of this direct communication is a matter of we need to work ourselves. We really need to go into this evolutionary path. We are in the beginning, so sometimes when we think about the purity, we see it something very far, but it's something that we need to building up steps, a small step at a time, until you can reach that ladder, right? If we think about this concept of purity that I mentioned before, um, for and I say it's still today, but for a long time was really a misconception that we had about this purity, right? If we think about the time of Jesus came here, when he was trying to talk about this subject so hard, was for the people at the time to understand. Because in their mind, what they did is that they create like this pure thing as some kind of dome that you cannot get in contact with people that are not pure. Because if a pure person get in contact with someone that is not pure, it contaminates her. So if you are a pure person and you start to talk and go to deal with people considered impure that didn't have the life and the standards expected from the religion, from the society, you were seen as someone impure. So they have all these rituals, like if you think about Jews, for example, they had a whole ritual of how many times they need to wash their hands, and there was a counting of which way it goes. They created like when they went to the temple, they went to purify themselves. When they're like trying doing offers, was to purify themselves. So they had that thing. I go to the temple to purify myself, and when I get out of the temple, I should not get in contact with people that are not pure as I am, because they created all these rituals, right? There was attached to a lot of linked, like this external factor of really cleanliness, trying to bring this purity. And the fact that Jesus was sitting in a table, having food with sinners, with uh, people that were not considered the good citizen of the time was really saw as something not acceptable by them, right? Uh, because that is this thing about the contamination that they had in their mind, and that is what they valued most. And that's why Jesus calls them the whitewashed tombs, right? Because inside themselves, all the sins all the bad intentions are still inside themselves. And they create this facade of, if I go to the temple all these days, if I do these rituals, I am pure. They try to put everything as an external thing instead of an internal change, right? And in the parable of the Good Samaritan, for example, if we think about the historical aspects of the time, the Samaritan stopped for his brother that was full of wounds. But for the Jews, like the other two that passed before, right? For them, it's not only indifference for that brother that was there. The way that he was, they couldn't distinguish his clothes, they couldn't distinguish his face, they couldn't say if that person was a pure person or not. And both of them, like if you remember, the parable was in the way of Jerusalem. So what happened? People went to Jerusalem to go to the temple to do all these rituals to get pure. So they didn't want to get impure again because they just went through a whole ordeal of rituals that they had to go through in order to reach this pure state uh, of mind, of his relationship with God. That's what they believe in, right? And when they come back, they see that brother there. What they do? Are they going to touch and get impure again? So it's important that we also see this parable with these eyes. They were also afraid to get to touch, to get contaminated by that brother, and that's why Jesus say, right? Like they went to the temple, they offer the wine and the olive oil into the temple, and the Samaritan, he offered in the altar of the brotherhood, the fraternity. So the Samaritan, he was in the right altar because doing the good to that brother in need was the right way to reach this pure heart, was the right way to strengthen your relationship with God. So it's very interesting if you think even how Jesus reverses the logic, right? That they believe in, where the pure should stay away from impurities so as not to contaminate themselves. That, on the contrary, purity should be present in order to change. Invite to see the impure with another look. You are there to cause the change, to create a rupture. If you see someone in a state of need, you are not there to judge. You are there, and that's when the intention comes. And the intention is everything. Is everything. Because if you don't have this pure intention of help, and that is only like just to do the good for that person, you're gonna break. Because then, like, I have no obligation to be here helping this person. Why should I keep doing it? We have expectations, right? We try a little bit, and when things get hard, we step back. But the purity of the intention to do something just for the good of it is really, really rare to see uh, people doing that, right? So the one who has a better heart is the one that sees better, is the one that sees further. So when you have this good heart and this pure heart, this pureness of the heart is going to let you see further and further and further. The ability to see the pureness, to see beauty, to see light is the capacity of the spirits that have a pure heart, right? So as I told, it's not about to have a naive heart, about being a fool. It is purity of intentions. Intentions are everything, right? There is a story about a friend of Chico Xavier. In the beginning of the Spiritist movement in Brazil, Spiritists were seen as, especially in a strong Catholic country, people didn't like when the movement started, and Spiritists, when they start their work, they were seen as someone like abominable. Like, we don't should get into contact with this person, and they're really mistreated on the streets. And there was one of Chico's friend, her name was Loreto Flores, and he started to do where every these days is very common. There is like the Kilo campaign where you go on doors, sometimes go on stop signs and give a message and request a donation of food in order to provide and give to more unfortunate brothers and sisters. And in this time, when he started his work right in the beginning, he knocked on a door, and when she saw that he was a spiritist, she spit on his face. And he was like this old man. He was, with like the tight buttons, the way like they used to dress, very tied up. And then after that, he just grabbed a thing, he cleaned his face, very nice. I just look, okay, this is what you have for me. But do you have the food for our brother and sisters that need them? Like in his mind was like he was 100% in that. It's not about himself. He wasn't there to, oh, I'm doing something good. Like he could react in so many different ways, and his intention was so good and so on the right place and so pure that in a moment that lady she got struck by it, and she went inside her house and she got the food for him because she felt the pureness in his heart. He wasn't there for himself. He was there doing a work, and his work required from him to go on doors. And that door, he got a speed. And what he told them, that is for me, and that's okay. But do you have the food for our brothers and sisters? And thinking nowadays is something you say, oh, this is another, like, especially COVID, right? With COVID, like, it's a completely different scenario. But in that time, he was able to really put himself as someone that was doing a work, right? With all uh, these new technologies that we have, there's a lot of times that we are physically in a place, but our mind is not there. It's like, when you are like in a car, in an airplane, you are inside, you are passing through all that places, but you are not living that places, right? You are not experiencing that place. You cannot really say that you went into that city if you just pass by. And sometimes I feel that all the technology is ending up giving people this kind of um, anesthesia of living the moment. Like, oh, we are our family, but the kids on tablets, others are on cell phones, and the eye to eye, the talk to talk are getting missed. And I think it's this thing about the intention gets really struck by it, because if you have the intention, like I have the intention of being here, I have the intention of, okay, it's Tuesday, I want to have this moment to myself. And then something happened, I got distracted, and in the end, I couldn't listen properly, and it's just okay. It's just like everything is going so fast, and you just are not able to absorb everything, and you decide, okay, it's time to get numb and just no. We know how important it is to be present, to live this present, because the only present that we have is the moment we live in right now. The past is gone, the future, we are trying to create some foundations, but it's in the present that we have the opportunity to do something different, right? And it's very important that we could put that in our minds and connect ourselves into our intention and put an intention to it, right? And sometimes we need to start with small things. Like we can just arrive at home and say, okay, I know some people has work, but even if it's for 1 hour, okay, let's put cell phones away, let's be together, let's stay with each other, let's be present, let's let's make a difference. Uh, and to continue, just a final thing, is the book. Oh, sorry, there is still a continuation. Oh no, it's duplication, sorry. So there is this book from Emmanuel, Religion of the Spirits. I couldn't find a translation to English. Could be Spirits Religion. I don't know. In Portuguese, it's Religião dos Espíritos, so I put as close as I could. And in the chapter 11, they talk about the pure. The the name is pureza, so purity. And it's a long, like, there is a lot more paragraphs, but it just got what I thought was very important for us to get as a final message from today. And it says, studying the words of the Divine Master, sorry, let us remember that in the Word, until today, there has been no one like him with so much purity. Sorry. It is up to us, therefore, to remember how Jesus, although on earth, could recognize with certainty and find the divine presence in every situation and in every creature. If you thus purify your heart, you will identify the presence of God everywhere, realizing that the Creator's hope does not get weak in the heart of any creature, and you will perceive that weakness and crime is just thorn and mud that envelop the field of soul, the divine brilliant that will inevitably come to light. Thank you to all of you. I hope we could really try to clean our hearts, try to put intention on our actions, try really to commit ourselves to this path and this journey to reach this true and full, pure state of mind. I'm not listening. Sorry. I can't listen, Publius. I don't know if you are. Now,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I was saying that I was very emotional when you shared that historia about Chico Xavier, and like it really touched my heart when you said that story, because it's like emotional. But we have some questions for you. I know you have to drink a little bit of water, the
Yeah.
magnetized water. So we have a couple of questions that are gonna help us to understand. Rodrigo Gomez, he asked something very interesting. In the light of the gospel and God's wishes, how can we evaluate faster and be on the way to a better life?
I think it comes to even Emmanuel words, discipline, discipline, discipline. There is no shortcuts. There is no shortcuts. It's really, it's this word. It's discipline. I think we struggle with that, especially when you need to break bad behaviors. We have science that help us now. At least we know, like with 45 days, if you could keep consistent for 45 days with a new behavior, it becomes the new mood. You can go back to the other ones, but like it's what you need, scientifically speaking, for you to really change. You get used to it. Like, so, okay, I decided every day if I don't have time during the day. So let's say I want to start my day, I want to have 20, 30 minutes of prayer, meditation prayer, to bring my spirits up, to make myself more confident for the day ahead. And oh, but I like to sleep until the last minute. Now, just think like that. If you wake up 45 days at 6 a.m. to do your prayer, the first 6 days is going to be easy peasy. And from that on, just keep going. So I think it's small steps, but it's discipline, 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 commitment, and there's no shortcuts.
Wow. Now there's no excuse. If I want to
Yeah,
change
we
scientifically,
have so
it,
many, yeah. Because I think the best part of the Spiritism is like science, religion, philosophy. So if we get the science, what psychology is evolving, like mental health research is like exploding. We have so many good data these days that could help us to Like we know, like there is so many new tools regarding anxiety, regarding so many of these feelings that sometimes are we can see as huge walls, but we need to look to these lights coming on the other side and try to, to reach for them. We need to ask for help. All it doesn't need to be only one side. We can go all the way.
Wow, very very interesting your answer. And the second question is very related to this one. So the key to get closer to God is moral evolution. So evolution means love in action. So like you said, if you start doing like seeing the love in action, what it means love in action, doing the good, right? Doing
And the
things.
end goes back to our intention, the intention of this good, you know, because that's where the purity lies on, is on this intention. If we don't have the intention, it's not the same as we are work. We need to work on this intention. Do automatically. Okay, I'm going to commit from now on. Any person that I see beg for money, I'm going to do. I'm going to give money, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to judge them. I'm going just to give the money for them, and I'm going to feel good about it. But whereas if you start to do it automatically, I just okay here. You need to have intention. You need to look that person in the eye. You need to give intention. You need to give you. You need to have that change, like look in the eyes. You need to to open yourself for the possibility to also give some words, also to give some I like acknowledgement, because sometimes when I say this automatic mode, we let's do share, but we are lacking these relationships. Like I can do this. I go there. I give the food. I give this. But is that all I can do? Can I go a step further? Yeah, I can start that way, but I think we need to challenge ourselves every time a little bit more.
Mother Teresa of Calcutta has a very interesting phrase. She said that start doing what it's possible, and you see in the end you are doing the impossible. Means like start doing the little thing, like you said. That my intention today is I'm gonna give a coin to everybody they're asking for. I'm not judging. So if you start doing this like naturally, you're gonna go to another step. So you're gonna start doing more things. So thank you, Denise. You're
Let's
really
think about like this bubble of comfort, this comfort bubble. We create this comfort zone, it's like a comfort bubble, but we need like to push the bubble to get bigger and bigger till one day when we evolve enough, we're going to poof, break that bubble and be able to contemplate and really feel this vast and immense work that God has. As I told, like He's not only transcended, He's not only bigger than His creation, but He's also immanent. He's part of His creation, and that we could put the intent and have the eyes and the pure heart to see God everywhere in opportunities, in all the places.
we'd like thank you, Denise. Your clarification words couldn't be more clear. I'm really, really happy to hear this from you, and I guess all everybody that are listening to you is gonna be happy because you did a very good job clarifying those words that sometimes we think, oh, it's 2,000 years ago. I don't understand very well, and you brought everything for today. So thank you very very much, and in name of this group, I'd like to say thank you, and God bless you for these moments.
God
Thank
bless us
you.
all.
So so now we're gonna prepare for a spiritual treatment. What is this? Spiritual treatment is start with the past. Past is a transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and a mental balance. Passes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with health positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instruction or remain in prayer. You can make close your eyes. That's gonna help with the mentalization. During the fast, the water you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family and you can be benefit from. So we will now make our prayer in preparation for the fast, which will be our closing prayer as well. So I'd like to invite all of you to think in these moments about Jesus Christ and say, thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to be here, sharing those moments, clarifying our souls, pacifying our sores. Master, allow the good spirits to be with us, preparing for this moment that we are waiting for. Thank you for all the blessings we getting tonight. God bless us today and forever. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air. and being carried far away from your mind, surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
We'd like to thank you, all of you, for joining us tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday here in the Spiritist Canada and Continental Concafres America at 8:30 East. Next Wednesday on Kardec Radio, 8 p.m. East. Have all of you a great night. See you next week.
Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend. The sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith,